All right, so for today, we are looking at, so yesterday we talked about your monthly payments and how all those kind of work. Today we're going to talk about a couple of the ways that banks look at, like one of the ways, and what they look at for how to determine if they're going to give you a loan or not. Okay? All right, so one of the ways that they use is called front-end ratio. So it's a factor that banks use when deciding whether to lend money for a mortgage. It includes your monthly mortgage payments, your property tax, and your insurance. What's another word for that? Escrow, that was the word I was looking for. Your monthly payment plus escrow. Remember, escrow is just taxes and insurance included. All right, so front-end ratio, you take your monthly housing expenses, meaning your monthly mortgage payment and escrow, your insurance and your taxes, what we worked on calculating yesterday. You take that expense and divide that by your monthly gross income. Monthly gross income, okay, not the net. All right, so what that's going to do is that's going to give you a decimal, which we will then look at as a percentage. And banks want the front-end ratio to be 28% or less before they lend the money. So in other words, they want to make sure that the money that you're spending, you're not like overspending yourself, you're not overreaching. Do you remember what percentage we said is typically your percentage for mortgage? What did you say? It is 30. You were right. It's 30%. So they would like it to be around 28% or less. Now, if it was like 29 or 30, could they still give you the loan? Yeah, this is they would like it to be. Go ahead, John, you're fine. Doesn't mean it has to be strictly to that, but that's what they would like. Now, if it comes in at like 50%, they're going to be like, that's a bit above your budget. Okay? No, you're fine. If you look at your purple formula sheet, and you have front-end ratio listed on here, mortgage, tax, and insurance must be 28% or less, and it has like the formula, so to speak, on there. So it's just taking your monthly housing expenses divided by your monthly gross income. Why do I have times 100 on here? Good. That's going to give you a decimal. We want it to be a percentage, so that way it rounds it for you. Yes? Maybe. But you also have to consider insurance and taxes. And taxes on $1 million house and insurance on $1 million house, very expensive. All right, so using the front-end ratio, determine if the bank will lend you money. So this is set up very similar to how yesterday's was set up. So looking at this, it gives you your annual gross income. I have to divide it by 12 because it wants it to be monthly. So divide this one by 12. So $5,298.33. Okay, so that's their monthly gross income. So in the formula for this, where does that number go, top or bottom? I heard top and I heard bottom. It's bottom. Yeah, so that ratio, I'm going to put that number on the bottom. Right, because it's supposed to be monthly gross income is on the bottom. And the top is your monthly what? Your monthly housing expenses. All right, so if I have my monthly mortgage payment, do I need to do anything with that number? Nope, it's already for the month, so that one's okay. Semi-annual property tax divided by 6. It's twice a year, but that's every 6 months. It's all right, we think of semi, we think of 2. So 254.47. Those of you who are terrible at rounding, please make sure you're trying this so you see where I'm getting my numbers from, because that was 0.465. So I'd round up to 47. I rounded it right. Thank you. And then annual homeowners? 12. Good. Divide that one by 12. So $54.17. So what do I have to do with these 3 numbers? Add them all up. So 532 plus 254.47 plus 54.17 Good. So 840.64. So adding all those up, that is your monthly expense. That's what we worked on yesterday. So if you were not here yesterday, that's what we did. Right there, we added them. Ta-da, that was yesterday's lesson. All right, divide that by your monthly gross income. And then what do we get? Make sure you are multiplying by 100 to change that to a percentage. And it would be 15 point, we'll say 9 if I round to the nearest tenth. Nearest tenth is fine unless it specifies otherwise. So would they give me a loan based on that? Yeah, because what's it have to be? 28% or less. So would they give me a loan? Yes, they would. What? Would I give you a loan? I don't have money to give you a loan. All right, number 7, using the front end ratio, determine if the bank will lend you money. So same idea. I'm going to go ahead and do it up here. You do it at your seats, and we'll see if our answers match, okay? Guys, quiet and do it, please. All right, number 8, Tom and Lori Anderson are considering buying a house and are researching the potential cost. Their adjusted gross income is $135,511. The monthly mortgage payment for the house they want would be $1,233. The annual property taxes would be $9,400, and the homeowner's insurance premium would cost them $876 per year. Will the bank lend them $190,000 to purchase the house? Now, here it is written as a story problem. Some of you panic when you see words. Okay, one thing at a time. So right now you do have info in here that you don't need. Do you know what numbers you don't need? Good. I don't need to know the cost of the house because since they gave me the monthly mortgage payment already, this info I actually don't even need. That's extra. The only time I would need that and the interest rate if I had to figure out what the monthly payment was. But they gave it to me, so I don't really even need that. Okay, so let's figure out what is their income. What is their monthly income? How do I find that? Yeah, they have their adjusted gross income, so I have to take that number and divide it by 12. So their monthly income is $11,292.58. Where does that number go, top or bottom? Bottom. Wow, they make over $11,000 a month. It's crazy when you stop to think about that. I don't know. All right, so the monthly mortgage payments would be $1,233. Do I need to do anything with that number? Nope, already monthly. Annual property taxes, divide by 12. So 9,400 divided by 12. So their taxes are $783.33. Okay, and then we have their insurance, $876 per year. divide by 12. So insurance is $73. So I have to take their monthly plus the taxes plus the insurance. We'll add all those together. $73. Yeah, we just did the 876 divided by 12. So $2,089.33. And then we'll have to divide that and then multiply by 100 to get our percent. 18.5. So would they get the loan? Yes. Yeah, they're way below, so they'd be fine. Guys, Jonas? It didn't specify, so you could go either way. All right, other questions on front-end ratios? All right, so the other thing that they look at is called back-end ratios. Back-end ratios is another thing they look at to determine if they're going to give you a loan. It includes monthly mortgage payment, right, and your escrow, plus any car loans, alimony, child support, credit card bills, student loans, like all of that other stuff that you have out there. Because let's say you make good money and the house you're buying is not, it's not, the front end's not going to be bad, but what happens if you have thousands and thousands of dollars in credit card debt and you have expensive car loans and you have student loans and you have all of this other stuff? Does that mean you could actually still afford the house? You might not be able to. All right, so back-end ratio is the same setup, your total monthly expenses divided by your monthly gross. The only difference is the back end includes all that other stuff. Front end is just your monthly payment plus escrow. Back end is all of that plus all the other stuff that you have. So whatever I list in these questions, just all of it. Okay? Now for back end ratio, banks want that to be usually 36% or less. Now, I'm not a banker. I don't do this for a living. But I'm going to tell you right now, they don't look at just one thing. They don't just look at front end or just look at back end to determine whether you get a loan or not. Okay? They're going to look at your credit score. They're going to look at how much money you have in your savings accounts. They're going to look and see how much money you have, right? What your credit scores are. Do you pay loans back on time? Have you never had credit before? They're looking at all of that combined. Again, on your purple formula sheet, you have front-end ratio, back-end ratios right down below it. Okay? So I put on here also includes car loans, child support, etc. So all of that stuff gets included on back end. Okay. All right, so using the back-end ratio, determine if the bank will lend you money. So I gave you the annual gross income. Thank you. You're slacking back there, Logan. So I that one by 12. All right, so their monthly gross income, $5,125. Again, that one's going to go on the bottom. All right, monthly mortgage payment. Thank you. Semi-annual.
No, I don't.
204 point good, 47. Annual, so divide by 12. I mean, we only see Logan every other week, so he's got to get all his talking in when he's here. Car payment? I don't do anything. Average monthly credit card bill. It's already monthly. Uh-huh. So what do I do with all my numbers? Add them all up. So your monthly payment plus your taxes plus your insurance plus the car payment plus the average credit card. 2,642.47. Yeah, because I'm going to ask you what the actual percent is. But no, you're right. You can look at that and be like, no.
Sorry.
51.6%. So that's a big fat no. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, based on that, that is really high. But, hold on, let's stop and think real world. Let's just not look at the paper, right? You don't want someone to just look at paper for you and be like, make a decision, right? Let's kind of talk about these numbers. Which one is like the crazy number that needs to be gone? That credit card bill. Now, stop and think for a minute. Why might someone have $1,200 every month on their credit card? Okay, that could be it. Okay, maybe they just never paid it off, John? Okay, maybe they're just kind of keeping that going to build their credit. Maybe. How about, oh, Jonas? Mm-hmm. He's right. It's what they owe for the month. But I think he's going for what I was going to say. What do I do? What have I told you I do with my Costco credit card? I pay it off every month. I use it for everything to build up the cash back. But every month I just pay it off. So is it possible they're doing the same thing? They could be doing the same thing, where maybe they're going to pay that off every month. They're doing what I do and use it to get the cash back on it. So just on paper, black and white, or red and yellow in this case, right? Like it. Thank you. But just on paper, though, it doesn't look good. But I would hope that whatever your lender is, if that's what you're doing for that credit card, I hope they talk to you, right? It makes a huge difference. I use it it's my Costco card, but it can be used anywhere. It's just a regular Visa. So I pay everything all month long with it, and then I just pay it off at the end of the month. So instead of like using the money out of my checking, I just pay it off at the end. So I'm spending my own money, but they give me 4% back. So I've already earned, since I've had it, over $1,000. It's just free money. All right, guys, do this one on your own. Good. Then sit there quietly for a minute. All right, guys, do the next problem, number 10, on your own. All by yourself. I have faith in you. You, Luke? No, I don't, but try. Guys, seriously, stop talking. We'll talk about it. All right. The annual gross income is the number that goes on the bottom. Because otherwise, if you added your annual gross income, you're always going to be higher than the bottom number. All right, so you needed to change semi-annual property tax divided by 6, homeowners insurance you divide by 12. Everything else was already set for the month. So you just had to add them all up. So I get 36.1%. And Kurt's like, wait, debatable. Now, Jonas earlier rounded everything to the nearest percent. If I round to the nearest percent, it's 36. So if I rounded to the nearest percent, would they give me the loan? Yeah. I mean, 36.1, I would say they'd still do it. As long as everything else checked out, your credit score and everything was fine. Okay? All right, one to go. Bill and Terry Nye. All right, there we go. I'm like, please tell me you got that one. Are considering buying a house and need to figure out what they can afford and what the bank will lend them. Their adjusted gross income is $166,988. Their monthly mortgage payment for the house they want is $1,544. Their annual property tax is $9,888, and the homeowner's insurance premium would cost them $1,007 per year. They have a $510 per month car loan, and their average monthly credit card bill is $5,100. Would the bank lend the Nyes $210,000 to purchase their house? Harley? His wife? Yeah, it's his wife. No. It was a science experiment. All right, good to know. Yes.
Bill Nye is Bill Nye. My friend had worked on what is Bill Nye's nephew.
Nice.
I'll listen.
Yes, we can. All right. So let's see. The adjusted gross income. What do I have to do with this number? Divide by 12. So that is the number that goes on the bottom, right? Their monthly income, $13,915.67. Yeah, they make almost $14,000 a month. Is that bring home?
No.
That's gross. The taxes got to come out of that. I have no idea. I don't know. All right, their monthly mortgage payments is $1,544. Do I have to do anything to that? Nope. Their annual property tax, divided by 12. $824. And their homeowner's insurance is per year. Good. So we'll divide that one by 12. So $83.92. They have $510 per month, so that's going to stay the same. Average monthly credit card bill stays the same. What about the $210,000? Doesn't matter. That's how much their house is, but that does not figure into this. Yep, I boxed it. I just didn't rewrite it. So $1,544 plus $824 plus $83.92 plus $510 plus $5,100. $8,061.92. And you know what? That's the problem for most Americans. So 57.9%. So, or 58, I didn't specify. If you had to give Mr. Bill Nye, the science guy, some advice, what would you tell him? On the math problem. What does he need to work on? It's credit card debt. Guys, honestly, we looked at a couple examples. Guys, stop talking. We looked at a couple examples where their credit card debt was really high. That is a very common issue in the United States. People's credit card debt is through the roof. So You guys are starting out fresh. You do not have credit card debt right now. I would assume most of you don't. Let's try to keep it that way. Okay? You need to make sure you are financially responsible when you get your first credit card. Yes. Hey, mine's finally paid off. Woohoo! Yes. Hmm. Like if he would pass away and have all that debt, yes. Yep, that could be. Yeah, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know for sure, but yeah, I've known instances where that's happened to families that they've been kind of caught with all of that debt and to take care of it.